Hey, family, it's me, Dr. Pyant, Mindset for Freedom. Hey, it's glad to be with you today. I wanted to share with you why you didn't hear from me for a couple of days. Many of you, for those of you who don't know, I had been diagnosed with CML, which is chronic myeloid leukemia, 8 years ago. And my earlier post talked about, how I had struggled with that for 8 years. And then it just wasn't responding anymore to natural treatments. I was doing natural things with it. And for some reason, still unbeknown, my body just decided we're not doing this. So, moving along, I was connected, because everything is frequency and you get connected. So I got connected with a doctor and got sent to Moffitt, which is one of the biggest cancer hospitals in Florida. I live in Florida. And fast forwarding, I had a bone marrow transplant, which saved my life. So having the bone marrow transplant gave me new bone marrow. So yeah, so I'm good now with the new bone marrow. The CML is at 0. Thank you, Lord. So you obviously, that's why I'm speaking to you, because God kept me here. So my purpose here on earth is not over yet, because that, cancer can take you out of here. And CML, if it goes into blast mode, there's no return from that. And my body was heading in that direction. Who gets a transplant with a bone marrow donor that has 95% your DNA? That's what happened. 95% of my DNA, my donor had. So, yeah, my body accepted the DNA and I was good. But in order to keep up with how you're doing, they do a bone marrow biopsy to check. They check your blood, but then they do the biopsy. Well, honey, the bone marrow biopsy, for me, I don't know if I'm sensitive to pain, whatever the situation is, it puts you out of commission. So I came home and I just needed to rest and I just went to sleep. Prior to going to get it, I was just like so anxious about knowing that I was going to have that. You get this anxious feeling. It's all about perception. I talk about that all the time. Listen, when I talk to you about things, I'm telling you, I'm not oblivious to it. It's not like it doesn't happen to me. I just kind of know what to do with it because I've trained myself, right? So I already knew that this was coming and I dread, being put to sleep and I dread the whole process, but I know I have to do it. Anyway, so that's what happened. That's why you haven't heard from me, but everything is fine. I feel better today. I'm back to myself. I had to girl, that pain was so bad. Let me tell you, they had to give me a little fentanyl. When I told my daughter about that, she said, fentanyl? I was like, yes. That numbs the pain because I know how the brain operates. So it numbs the senses of the emotions so that you're not connected emotionally to what's happening in your body. So the brain helps the body to disconnect. So yeah, that's what I had to do. So I'm saying that to you because I wanted to talk to you about perception and about maintenance. You have to take care of yourself in the same way as I followed up with myself, with the CML. I never just said, oh, let me just use this phrase. Oh, I'm going to put it in God's hands. Or, oh, I prayed about it. When you have cancer, you need to pray about it, but you need to do something about it. Same thing with your mind. When you have anxiety, when you have things that are causing you to, I'm going to use this, a frequent cannabis user to soothe your mind, a frequent alcohol drinker to soothe your mind, to let you feel safe, you need to fix that. That requires maintenance. You have to do maintenance on yourself because our perceptions of things cause us. Oh, I got to take a little walk. I locked my kids out, so yeah, by accident. Yeah. Our perceptions cause us to see things in different ways. So you have to do maintenance on yourself, okay? And in doing maintenance on yourself, you get to see perception in a different way. So sometimes we suffer, people suffer from the perception they have about a thing when they were children. Could you have had the perception about something when you were young that led you to believe, I moved my camera because the kids were walking behind me and I do not want to remake this video, that led you to believe that you were abandoned? Could you have had that perception? Because that happens. Could that have been a perception that you developed? Those of you that have not yet read my book on Higher Steps, Solutions for Healing, you will see in that book that not only did I talk about my trauma as having complex trauma, I didn't name it because I wanted you to read it to the end and kind of figure it out. But I talked about perception because when I tapped in by doing meditations, I got a download that said it's all about perception. So if you had a perception about something at a younger age, meaning you perceive something to be something so awful, but remember you're perceiving it either at a younger age or your mind was in a different place. Think about this. Was this something that happened with you? Because it's all about perception. I need you to go back, revisit that situation, and know that you were 9, 10, or younger when that happened. I'm doing the childhood thing first. But your perception of your father leaving or your mother leaving or you getting yelled at, your perception then was the feeling of abandonment. And a lot of you that listen to me, because everybody suffers from trauma, but it could be chronic trauma, that you're having difficulties forming attachments. Could it be perception? Think about it. Could you have misperceived a situation that happened in your life? Your father and your mother separated, but they weren't abandoning you. They were young. They left each other because of whatever. They were not getting along. It had nothing to do with you. But being a child, you feel abandonment. You miss that parent. And then those parents don't get along most of the time after the breakup. So you don't get to talk to your mom or you don't get to talk to your dad. So you have that void there. Why aren't they talking to me? Why didn't they come back for me? My dad must not love me, or my mom must not. This was your possible perception of a situation that happened in your life. But what if you can understand now that that was your perception of being 9? Now that you are 29, 30, you could even be 39. But let's just say you are older. Can you see that situation from a different vein, from a different venue? Can you see now that they did not abandon you? Can you see now that you formed this thing in your mind because of the amygdala and the hippocampus involvement? I talk to you about that all the time. That you don't feel safe, that you are afraid to attach yourself because you don't want to be left alone. You do not want the person to leave you. Is that happening? Because it very well could be. And if it is, it's all about perception. It's all about perception, and it's all about maintenance. I want you to remember to do those breathing exercises that I shared with you. I want you to take a breath because you have got to calm your conscious mind down so that your subconscious mind can work for you. Because remember, we're reprogramming, we're rewiring the subconscious mind. But the conscious mind is the world of the external, things that are happening around you, things that are going on, whatever. Breathing and closing your eyes helps your mind to shut off the external because you want to connect with the internal. Write down brain slash mind slash body and draw a circle around it. Your brain, your mind, your body. Your body is connected to your mind, and your mind, meaning your thoughts and your perceptions and your beliefs, are connected to your brain. The brain is the organism, the funnel, like in the computer, that works in your head, that has different neurons, 86 million or something, nerve neurons that connect to stuff in your mind, our head. You've got to learn these things because there's no reason anymore that we cannot be free. Like I said to you, maintenance. You have to do maintenance on yourself. Be persistent about doing your practices. Be persistent about wanting transformation. Be persistent about wanting to be the best you that you can be. We came here for something. Ask yourself, what did I come here for? Do it with your breathing until you get an answer. Why are you on earth? To do what? Yes, to make a difference. How? And whose life? Who's attached to you? Who do you need to be a better you for? That's what I want to talk to you about as we have our conversations. So perception is how you perceive a thing to be. In reality, or truth, is how it really is, how it really was. So go back and look at your perception of things. Do your maintenance. Do your breathing exercises. And I have so much more to share with you and so much more to tell you. Please forgive me for the interruptions that we had earlier. I didn't want to not do the video early because I have a full schedule today, and I really wanted to get to talk with you and to share this mindset that I had today about maintenance and perceptions. And I wanted to let you know why you didn't see me. But hey, I'm good, I'm better, and I will be back speaking with you again on tomorrow. It's Dr. Bryant, Mindset for Freedom. Take a breath and live your best life. Thank you for listening.